I'm all hot and sweaty because I just got back from trying to do something, but it didn't work out. I'm gonna go get some water after this, because, yeah. Oh, and I haven't eaten today. Good job, self. And I have to leave soon anyway. Fucking hate. Ugh. So, on my way back, I thought about a few things to do in this video, but what I really want to do, ugh, I have terrible posture, is talk about something something that affected me profoundly. It had a profound effect on me. And it's strange in that most of the time experiences are something that are shared. Even if all the details are not all the details are the same, they're things people know about. They're things people know at least details. Like when you date someone, you have all your friends that know that person. They're like, oh, you're dating them. They see how it affects you, and they know things about them because you share about them. But when it comes to this person who had such a profound effect on me, no one really knows any of my experience with her. Because it's so much my own. It was mine and hers back in the day. But she's gone now, so it's just my experience that is just mine. It's weird to think about. Because, like I said, most experiences, we share them with at least one other person. I mean, you go on a trip with friends, you go do whatever, but it's my experience. It's weird. Because of all the people who knew her, no one has the experience that I do, because I lost someone who wasn't mine anyway, but who I still feel like I lost. When I was young, about 7 or 6, little, like a kid, a real kid. I mean, I'm still a kid, but in the eyes of many people, but legitimate childhood experience here. When I was little, I moved around a lot, but always in the same city for the most part. I mean, there was a month I lived in California, but a month doesn't count. I've always lived here in Vegas, Las Vegas, Nevada. And from half of kindergarten, I lived one place, and then from half of kindergarten to half of 3rd grade, I lived in another place. It was on the street called Perry Street. It's over by Sam's Town. If you know anything about Vegas, I'm sure this sounds vaguely. It's like Nellis and Flamingo, I want to say. It's over by Sam's Town. It's where I lived. It's not there anymore. Well, I think they started rebuilding apartments, but the apartments that I lived in got torn down. But when I was there, I had a best friend, and her name was Angelina. And we would always hang out. We lived in the same apartment, place, whatever. And, we hung out a lot. And the first time I ever slept over at someone's house was because I pretended to fall asleep at hers. It was pretty funny and great. And then, I don't know, I just have these half-remembered memories that I don't even know if are true. And it's not like I have anyone to share them with and be like, hey, do you remember this? But I remember we talked about the stratosphere, which is this if you've ever gone to Seattle, Washington, there's the Space Needle. It looks kind of similar, but or if you've ever been to Vegas, you clearly know what the Stratosphere is. It's the big, tall, like vaguely phallic shape that has like now it has rides on it. It has like a thing that shoots up. Yeah, whatever. Um, but the thing is, it's really tall. So she was telling me about how it always made her think of home because she could always see it from wherever and wherever she was in the city. And it kind of stuck with me, and I was like, wow, that's so true. And then, like I said, I moved a lot, and we did that thing that everyone does when they move and when time goes by. We lost touch, we stopped talking, really, and we kind of moved on with our lives. And we saw each other not often, but we grew apart. And then over 5 years ago now, it was 5 years this year, I was in 8th grade. No, was I in 8th or in 7th? I was in 7th grade, I think. I was 13. Well, it was the day of my 13th birthday when I found out, because I remember it because I was in choir then, and I was going to a choir competition, and it was down at UNLV, I want to say. And I remember going, and I remember my mom picking me up. No, I remember earlier in the day, it was my birthday, first of all, which was cool because I was field trip on my birthday. I don't have to do shit on my birthday. Cool. Yay. And I remember in the morning, my birthday's on April Fool's Day. And in the morning, my brother texted me. He was like, hey, your friend is dead. And I was like, yeah, haha, April Fools, yeah, right. And then I go on with my day, having a good day, because, hey, it's my birthday, I don't have to go to school, basically. Choir competition, yay, field trip. And my mom picked me up, and I was wearing this stupid, ridiculous choir dress, because I was in, like, whatever, I think it was in, like, Advanced Women's Ensemble or something. I was in a pretty good choir, but I wasn't in, like, the top choir. Though I was in 8th grade. I was I was a cool choir kid. Oh, God. Middle school. And I went over, and she picked me up, and she was like, hey, we're going over here, and we're gonna go see Susie, which is Angelina's mom. And I found out that she had died. She got hit by a car. She was crossing the street, and the guy was speeding. And she was 13 years old and gone forever. The day before my birthday, she died. March 31st, 2008. 5 years. And it's always stuck with me because of the fact that I didn't know her anymore, and I lost her, and I didn't get to know who she was. I let that relationship fade. I didn't try to keep contact or anything, and I don't know what I'm doing, because every time I lose people like that, there's so many other relationships that I've let fade and drift away, and I'm so scared with all of it. I still think about them all the time. And what if one day something happens?